Hi again, Peter. So I already had a couple people asking me what to do if the needle is really far off, which happens if the pinion skips several gears and it's not just off by 10-15 thousandths like in your case. And in that case, it's a little trickier. Definitely, you got to be a little bit more careful, but it is possible to reset that yourself. So what you're gonna do is you are going to actually remove this bezel clamp. So remove this screw on the bottom, and on the 505 series, this bezel just pops right off. So if you put your fingernails or your fingers on the outside of the bezel, you could actually just push this right off and just set that to the side for now. So once you have it off, I have some fancy little tools to pull the hands off, but you might actually be able to just get your fingers and carefully pull this needle off. What I use sometimes is these little cell phone spudger tools. These are to pop the case off the cell phone if you're replacing the screen or other components, and you can stick them under the hand and it'll actually pry off the hand. Let's see if I could do it without this thing jumping all over the place. So that's the trick. You saw that that hand just popped right off, and it could be very tricky to find that on the carpet. So I suggest getting in a nice open area in case it does pop off somewhere. But yeah, once you have this off, you could take a look at that beautiful jeweled Mitutoyo movement. Once you have that off, it's just a matter of putting the dial face in the 12 o'clock position where you want it, and then just put this needle on basically wherever you want it. Some people actually like it, believe it or not, to be pointing down or in a different position because it gives them a little bit better visibility when they're machining. Obviously, I don't like that. I prefer it to be at the 12 o'clock position. So once you do that, you could just find the right position and you could just press that back on using something like this, just a plastic tool, something soft. And then it's not perfect at that point, but see what it looks like now. So now it's a little bit off, and I would probably at this point I would use the trick I showed before of moving the rack around until that goes perfectly on zero. But that just gives you an idea of what to do if the needle is very far off of alignment. What I do to make it a little easier for myself, I have a nice little boneyard of calipers. It makes it a little bit easier for myself, but if I pop off this needle, I could actually use another bezel. This bezel has no crystal in it, and I could just stick this on there. Of course, I grabbed the wrong one, but basically why don't we just pop the glass off on that one. Let's stick this bezel on there. And then put that in to the 12 o'clock position where I want it. And what this does is it holds that dial in place a little bit better so that when I'm manipulating this pointer, I have a lot better luck of hitting my zero mark the first time. And then I could hold it down with my fingernail over here and just press it on. Let's see where we're at now. And that looks a lot better this time. So I actually wouldn't suggest taking your crystal out. Your crystal might fall right off, which in that case, yeah, go for it. But sometimes they fit very tightly. It really depends on how new the crystal is. Your tool is much older, so the plastic shrinks over time. So yours might pop out and it might actually go back in very easily. We'll see how this one's gonna be. Yeah, this one's gonna fight me a little bit, but yeah, with a little bit of coaxing, you could actually pop that crystal right back in, and then you're back in business. So that's the other method. I hope that helps. Let me know.